When we're talking about sci-fi, Dune is about as dense as they come. The classic novel by Frank Herbert has seen multiple adaptations over the decades, and the upcoming continuation of the Denis Villeneuve films promises to finally give us the proper adaptation we've been craving all these years. However, it's hardly the first film to try. Dune was previously adapted by filmmaker and Wookiee enthusiast David Lynch.
And he showed me these things called Wookiees. Then I got a really, almost like a migraine headache.
The 1984 adaptation was widely panned and reviled upon release. That movie chose to take the over 800-page tome and condense it into only a 2-hour-plus movie. This meant that large elements of the story had to be truncated or cut altogether. However, this also means that Lynch's version has something the recent Dune Part 1 does not. Villeneuve's Dune only adapts the first act of the classic book, meaning that Paul Atreides ends up being less of the focus, and the movie plays more as an ensemble. Oscar Isaac's Leto Atreides actually ends up taking on more of a central role in the first part, being the one who makes most of the plot-driving decisions. This has the effect of rendering Paul almost as an object carried from one scene to another. Those familiar with Dune know that Paul takes on a much more active role in the second half of the book. He ends up as the leader of the Fremen and their literal messiah. Lynch's Dune actually does this part of the story, although cut down for time. This makes that film's Paul, played by a young Kyle MacLachlan, have far more agency throughout the story. In Lynch's version, Paul takes center stage from the beginning, and we see his whole arc. Villeneuve's Dune Part 1 acts more as a prelude to Paul's arc, hinting at how the young man will grow into a religious warrior. Lynch's Dune is far more action-heavy when compared to the more recent film. Of course, we will still have to wait to see how Denis Villeneuve will adapt these scenes from the book, and how that film will represent Paul's eventual transformation into Messiah.